So BoldMind started about just over 2 years ago. We were three very separate people looking for a solution in the smart city space. My background was advertising, looking for ways and bringing in technology into advertising, and was looking for someone who could help me on both data and on actually sort of bringing in much more tech and software into that market. I was introduced to two incredibly talented people, got together, came up with an idea and launched FlowCity about a year ago. So FlowCity is ad and retail tech. It's a platform for retailers to effectively either better understand what's happening in store and their shoppers in store, or what shoppers are doing around that local area. So we're only interested in that hyper-local area, what they're doing, what they're thinking, and by doing that is giving then analytics to those retailers who can then automate advertising messages in real time to those people. We joined the Cognicity program, which was sponsored by Intel, to really start to try and develop our business model and B, the product. Intel were, as sponsors, obviously very integral in that. They've been absolutely superb in actually sort of helping us on the hardware. We're not a hardware business. We've tested lots and lots of products in terms of how to both collect and how to manipulate and how to push those messages in one source. And they've been extremely helpful in developing that product. Very much so. I mean, there were 36 companies in that final. We'll probably work with, I would say, at least half a dozen of those. And on top of that, I mean, Intel have also been, because they've got their own ecosystem, so we've sort of spread out from that. And certainly for us, data is a hugely important sort of, how can we actually get new sources of data? Intel are very, very good at actually putting us in touch with companies that could help us with that. There's so much that's been actually written about sort of the demise of the high street. And I think it is. I think physical retailers have been really quite slow at adapting to what's happening in e-commerce. And I think suddenly that there is this realization that this isn't some small little brother that's going to be sort of on the sideline. This is going to be an ever increasing monster. Retail has to adapt. It needs to behave in really very similar ways to online, but how can it do that in the real world? And that is really through data and through automation and actually understanding how things happen and how can they then respond to that really rather quickly. So effectively what we do, so if you think of, let's say, CCTV, it gives you images. We're not interested in the image, we're just interested in what those people are. Are they male, are they female, roughly what age are they? And that just gets turned into data. So just if you're, let's say, a top shop, you've got people walking by, different times of day, there are a different mixture of people walking by. So why just have one image of a dress, one image of a top man, whatever, pair of trousers? You actually want to change those to reflect the people passing by. It's all about relevance.